Well, there you are again. Charlie Greer podcast again today. Happy 4th of July, man. Happy 4th. Beautiful day. Great time of year. Fireworks, booze, barbecues, all kinds of stuff going on. I hope you and Yearn are having a good. Cheers. I'm drinking coffee, by the way. I'm not boozing. Oh, well. So it's 4th of July, Independence Day. Yeah, like Revolutionary War, people at war, when we fought that, not most of the population didn't fight. It was like a small part of the population. I guess they did pretty good. You gotta ask yourself, like, why did only so many, I mean, you'd be scared, wouldn't you? I mean, a foreign army, especially if you're older, I mean, I know some, I know some men and women, don't matter how old. I mean, I'm from Tennessee, hillbilly, you know, small town. They, want to. Maybe that's why they don't go in there because it's about celebration, celebrating all kinds of stuff. Of course, duh, you know. But I'm just being like grateful that the world is we all have to kick it up a notch. It's not someone else. It's not like, oh well, they got it. No, it's you. Start with how you act to others, communicating, what have you. Or do you have any self-reflection? I mean, that's what I'm seeing in my life is people just got this attitude about pissed off about something or other. I don't like this. I don't like that. That's all they talk about is what they don't like. Well, that's what you're going to get. It's going to come rushing to you. Whether you can wrap your mind around it or not, your thoughts create things. And if you just, I'm guilty of it too. I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. I'm guilty of this too. I'm telling myself this. But you know what? I celebrate the good. Like my podcast, it's like the worst podcast in the history of podcasts, man. I don't get any views. Yesterday, I think I got one view, and that was me just checking. I don't even watch my podcast. I think I got that click because when I reposted, I just click on the video and it says Facebook share. So I was the one that I don't think anybody watched my podcast, but I love my podcast. I like doing it. Personally, I enjoy doing this. It's like therapy to me. I'm not even thinking about just doing it, like that. I like doing it. That's it. I'm not, well, I need that. No. But I could be dawning on that. I've been working because I'm doing this every day, man. I'm getting up. And the reason I do it in the morning, and maybe I'm just dumb, but I was watching something on YouTube and they were like, yeah, if you we want morning shows at least a half an hour so we can like embed more, blah, you said, and certain people they chain their people I used to watch now have a morning show. They just do it at night. And I thought my podcast would be at night. Like, I got some cool like green light or something. Like, hey. But then I have the most energy in the morning. I wake up, refresh, get out of the shower, grab my coffee, hit the podcast, I go about doing my day. So 4th of July is to celebrate our independence and everything in your life, like what you have. Again, my podcast is not doing good. It doesn't exist. I mean, it's nobody's watching it. Friends I don't watch my podcast. Again, I'm not, it's what it is. But I like doing it. I'm celebrating that, man. Got no views yesterday. That's success in my mind. I mean, I know that's it, but I don't want to, man. I'm 51 years old now. I'm not going to be, I don't have the time. Thank God I can't think like I used, because I'd be like, I don't try to worry or, I go with the flow. That doesn't mean I'm lazy or anything. It's just that there's certain things I don't let these mental entrapments. Like we think we have to do certain things to be happy. I don't know. I've kind of always been that way, but now it's just like, hey, I don't know. Life is too short, man. Go out, lay in the sun, barbecue, whatever you're gonna do. Go to the lake, the ocean, the pool, the water slide. I heard somebody yesterday talking about how I moved back to this Midwest. The water slide, $35 each to get into the water slide. Like $35. What if you want to go every day? What if kids want to go every day? You can't. No. Don't you think they'd make more money if they just made it? And someone's talking about the pool. I don't know if it's around here somewhere. It was like $10 a day to get in. Pool, $10. As a kid, I used to go to the pool every day in the summer. And good times. I don't even know what it was. It wasn't free, but it was like a quarter, 50 cents. And I know, yeah, that was back in like the 70s and 80s and, inflation. But man, but celebrate that too. Hey, if you got $10 or $35 to go to the water slide or take your youngin', hey, you're doing pretty good. And barbecuing, I mean, I know that I was at the grocery store and there was a steak for $41. It was a big steak, but $41. Huh? Is it going to give me some kind of psychic power? Is there something else that comes with seasoning? Even well, gotta be grateful. You have to be grateful for what you got, even it ain't much. Because there's people, again, man, and I'm including myself. We're spoiled compared to the rest of the world. People, there are places, man. And that's on my mind a lot. It's like, man, I got to be grateful for what I have. I got to relish in that feeling. Because there's people that not only are not doing so good, but I've had better opportunity just because where I was born, like in America. Like, yeah, it ain't perfect. And certain places of America, you don't want to be, man. It's gotten bad. I just drove across country from LA to the Midwest, and all those, I've done it so many times, but I haven't done it in a while. I haven't done it in 20 years, actually. I hadn't left California in 20 years. That's where I'm going to pay. I love it here. It just changed so much. What I loved about California, the California that I grew to love, is gone now. It kind of looks similar, but it's not. It's sad too. Because most of the people in California are good people. They get a bad rap. It's just small group, I don't know who they are, but and I guess everybody's guilty of messing up a good thing. But man, that's a big mess up. But yeah, driving across country, all these little cool like TP hotels and that I used to go and I'd stay a couple of days, but gone. Matter of fact, there were exits like there were abandoned McDonald's and Taco Bell. They couldn't get gas. Like I saw a sign like 90 miles. It's like, what? And I pulled over and then they were, well, I'm about to leave. He wouldn't, I'm about to run out of gas. It was sad. I pulled over to this one place. They sell like blankets and it's near this rock cliff. It's kind of a famous area. I forgot where I was at, New Mexico or Arizona. And I went to the place, and they were limited. You could only buy 2 tacos. There's like meat shortage, and that was back 5 months ago. 2 tacos. Okay, give me 2 tacos. So grateful, and I was grateful just getting out of LA, making sure my car ran okay. I got home safe, and it was a brutal drive. I saw a bunch of semi wrecks. I saw these semis racing, and they caused like this huge wreck. We were stopped on the highway for like hours, just getting out of your car, hanging out. Matter of fact, it was near a rest stop, and I was kind of parked near the in front of the and some guy went off road and brought his taco truck, like a little restaurant in the back of like a little RV. I bought some tacos from him, some food. It was awesome. But I thought I was going to be there like all night. But we finally got to go. Then when I got to where I was going, I got in the hotel. I Googled like the day before, I think it was, or the week before, they'd been stuck in the same area for like 12 hours. So I'm grateful that I went, hey, 2 hours, 12 hours. I was near the rest stop. What if you weren't? Like, it's just desert out there. Snakes. So yeah, grateful. Be grateful. It's July 4th. Come on. Independence Day. Think about how hard back then there wasn't any basically roads. I mean, there was, you know what I mean? Like people, what? No plumbing, no 7-Eleven, no, just you had to learn to do stuff. You had to be like, it's kind of what I insert in your life, in my life. Sometimes it's good to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You don't want to create your problem, but you want to be, comfortable. Like when I was younger, I'd get a little bit of money, I'd start living better, and then I'd run away. And now it's better to sustainability, man. Wait. Don't buy a house until you can afford 3 houses. Don't buy a boat unless you can afford 3 boats. Don't buy a guitar unless you can afford 3 guitars. I mean, yeah, it's like that. Should be. And I used to be, again, everything I'm talking about, I was and or am guilty of. I mean, I'm in the public, I'm in the population. I watched some of the, and they just like, just because I do it, it's unique. No, I didn't, man. Nothing is unique. Everybody is unique, but not, there's only, matter of fact, there's only certain things you can do. But when you pull all the onion layers away and all the abstract thought, it's basically good and bad. I mean, and a lot of people think bad, and I did too, was like robbing a bank. And then it's, bad is just going out, you're in a bad mood and just being mean to everybody and cutting people out, this, that, and everybody's guilty of that. It just seems like it's getting worse. It seems like people aren't grateful. Even if they're celebrating, they're just celebrating, they just want to like burn off some steam. And I get that too. People work hard, man. Times are tough. Perilous journey, the road to the infinite is a perilous journey. Therefore, we need a lot of stuff. One of those things we need is a positive attitude, even when you got to shift gears in your mind, And now with YouTube, you can watch a lot of great inspirational stuff. Everybody's different. So, what I might like, not, and this all ties in with the Independence Day, the, 4th of July, our forefathers, man. Okay. They, again, people are people, times were different. But we have this, this opportunity. What else are we going to do? Unfortunately, if you let people, for one, you don't want mob rule. You don't want that. It gets bad. People are looking for a reason to freak out. Just what I said, they will, yeah. And especially since we don't have like mental health. Where I'm at now, they closed down like this, this hospital and the university, and these hospitals are closing. It's all over the Midwest. I guess everywhere. I don't know. And it's sad. I think we all have a little bit of mental illness. Yeah, you and me and whatever. Granted, I work on mine every day, and if you don't work on yourself, like I went through therapy and I went to a psychiatrist and it's all this stuff. And one of the things they told me was, and I went through AA and NA and all that. What they told me was, it's like if you don't, your higher power or whatever, it's like downloading software, updating your your brain, your computer is off. Never, whatever that may be, whatever inspires you, whatever. And that I was like, damn, they're right. Some of these things you don't want to. It's just like, oh man, really? I don't want to deal with it. A lot of those moments when your face is flushed, you're like, well, you need to lean into that and be like, hey, how can I change? Do something different. There was a time in my life where it's like, man, I was in a rut. I was having some health issues. It's like, what can I do to change my life, the situation I'm in? And I literally was like, I'll just start getting up and taking a walk every day. maybe that'll make me feel better, and then it gets me out. And sure enough, I started doing that, and it did. It does. It did. I usually do walk, but I haven't been walking around here. It was raining. Now it's hot. But I do a lot of walking. I mean, I'm here and there, walking my dogs like 5 times a day. But yeah, it's sometimes it's hard to find what to celebrate about, even on 4th of July. I get it. People, I'm unemployed, right? Yeah. You got to think of something to do, something different. But our forefathers, man, we got to be celebrating. We got to be grateful and respectful because it was tough back then. Times are tough right now. We need to appreciate what we have. Yeah, history's not good. Yeah, I get it. There's certain people, even now, man, again, if you let people do what they want, they'll do some crazy stuff. That's sad, but it's true. Even people that you might see when the electricity goes out, and because I lived in LA for 24 years, man. I was living when the electricity goes out, crime spikes. There's no cameras. Then yeah. It's this ain't the water went out, the plumbing and the electricity and the food supply chain. That's gonna get rough. We got to be grateful for what we have. Like my grandmother said, be grateful for what you have. We got biscuits and gravy and some okra. I mean, they were happy, man. And again, a lot of us are ungrateful. I'm talking about me and everybody else. We can be. I'm not saying I'm every day, but we unless you keep your mind. Like for me, it's my faith. I found my faith. I was saved, man. I mean, and I was shocked. Like, you're saved. Yeah. In certain circles, I was considered like the worst of the worst. I didn't think I was that bad, but then I almost died a few times, and it's what it is. Everybody has to have their own experience. I can't explain anything to you. I would, hey. But I know how bad it can get, man. I had to learn to walk again. I was legally blind. I was bleeding out. I mean, it can get bad, even in my own life. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to dawn on some of this Mickey Mouse bullshit because I know how bad it can get. If I'm not that upset over a little thing, wait till you're laying in a hospital bed. You can't, hooked up to every R2D2 unit and all this, that. And they're saying you're going to die. And you're like, huh? Who's going to me? I called my mother, like, yeah, he's going to die. We suggest that he gets cremated because they were going to, had to fight. I caught typhus off in 2013. This feral cat that was in my neighborhood. I shouldn't have done this, but I love animals, and it took me a while to get close to enough to pet it. And when I did, I didn't know, but a flea off him bit me and gave me typhus. 7 days later, I'm like in Huntington Hospital, like fighting for my life in the infectious disease ward. You think like that happens to other people, man. That don't happen to me. Yeah. I was about due, I guess. Typhus, I've never heard of typhus. That's the plague back in the day. And then it comes to find out that LA and the year before, like, didn't have the money to in a big city, they got to spray for typhus and West Nile virus and all kinds of crazy stuff. Just people don't, there's 12 million people. There's it's just a small piece. I was not the only one. Other people got it too. And I was lucky. People were worse off. The one guy, he can't walk. One of the hardest things I had to do was learn to walk again. Man, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And I didn't have anybody. And I lost I was teaching. Man, I didn't have. Luckily, I had all these cool guitars, custom shop guitars. I had a couple cars. I had some savings. I went through everything. They gave me 5 years to live too. Like you. And that was like, what, 9 years ago? And then they contacted my mom. Well, he only got 2 years now. I was like, what is 5, 9, 2? Who? And then you figure out, and some of these nurses even say, like, man, you're a cash register for these people, bro. You know how much money they're making up? You better get your life. They'll kill you. We'll keep you alive enough just to, I quit going to my doctor. I couldn't. They keep contacting. You need it. The day I left LA, I was supposed to get EKG and CAT scans or some kind of. They're gonna put me in it because I got a head, neck, and back injury from getting beat up. And it sucks. What are you gonna do? And I'm 51 when I'm all hassy. You get old. Your hips, my cankles. So I'm grateful. It's 4th of July. I'm gonna be dawning on what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful I got the worst podcast. Hey, that's a start. It's like Oscar Wilde. I'm laying in the gutter, but I'm looking at the stars. It's only up, unless bottom has a few basements. Maybe, maybe bottom has a couple basements. But I'm grateful, man. I love doing my podcast. It's helped me out. Again, it's therapy. I'm not trying to, that's why I don't got some green screen. I'm trying to be honest. I'm trying to do, again, it's helping me. This is more like a selfish thing. And I'm just riffing. I got anything written down, another screen, this, that. No. Matter of fact, my laptop right now is on a cardboard boxes sitting in front of me. It's stupid. I've been looking for a table, but it's just like, then I went and wanted to buy one, and then it was gone. And then all this expensive stuff around here, I don't want, it's like, I'll stick with my cardboard boxes for now. Why not? There's dudes, rich, famous people that like buy a mansion, and they literally their TV is on the cardboard box that it came out of. I just don't, I have some art hung up. But I'm not all, again, that's cool. I am that guy. I can be, but be grateful for what you have. You got your health. I sound like my grandma. Let's start with your health. You got your health. If you got a job, then hey, you got a hit roof over your head. I mean, you got clean water, food to eat. Start with that. Don't be getting too, it's easy to be. I want to be doing. Yeah, me too. We all do. But you have to be satisfied in life, whatever that may be. A lot of people, they're never going to be happy. I don't care how much money, they're just angry people. A lot of times they'll do good because they're just mowing through stuff. I'm I quit smoking for 11 years. Now I'm smoking again, but I had to go through so much stress and financial. I don't want to be out doing bad things. So it's like, what can I smoke? And I'm going to quit again too. It's just like, I hate smoking, man, but it's helping me at the moment because I got anxiety and panic and this, that, and the other. I think a lot of creative people do. And that was my problem coming up. It's like, and these simple things that I had to learn through therapy and psych, like I can't drink too much coffee. Granted, I'm drinking coffee now, but I got to eat. With me, with my anxiety and panic, I finally found out that it's a lack of vitamin C and protein. So if I keep around, like I eat peanuts every day. I mean, always chomping peanuts and fruit juice or whatever it was. And it's, hey, and they've been telling me that forever. But they're like, oh, you can change this with your diet. But then I finally, like, what can I do? I finally realized what was good. Maybe it's not, whatever protein you want to have. Like a lot of people, beef jerky, whatever. Almonds are the fastest to kick your system if you're going to do the peanut thing. And I'm basically macrobiotic, which you can look that up. It's basically like rice, beans. You would not believe how many beans I eat. Potatoes, vegetables, a little bit of meat. Mostly it's just, fruits, peanuts, stuff like that. I read Iggy Pop's book way back in the day, like over 20 years ago. And that's what he is. And how is this guy alive? And I go, well, his diet, he's macrobiotic. So I was like, I thought it just shed all the fat off me and build muscle. Like my doctors couldn't believe how I recovered because they said I was going to be in bed for a year, I'd be on disability, I'll never this, that. I just like, I wouldn't listen to them. Sometimes you just got to be hard-headed like that. Like, man, it's going to be tough, but and it did. It took a year and then years to, and I'm still not, again, it's just age. I didn't think I'd be 51. I mean, come on. When you told me I was 21, that I'd make it to 51, and my people were like, dude, he ain't going to make it. And some of those people on the right, it's strange. It's strange how life is. So be grateful. It's 4th of July. Have some fun. Go do what you're going to do. Whatever that may be. Blow up some balloons. Who knows? Have a good time. Play some music. Go see a band. I'm sure there's stuff going on. I mean, it's Monday today. 4th of July. But I'm sure there's, last night they've been shooting off fireworks around here for about a week. And my dogs are all scared. My dog slept in the shower the other night. Poor baby, pardon me. And my shower dripped, so she was wet. I mean, last night she wouldn't even go out when I let her the firework note. And she learned that from my other dog. He's so old, he's deaf now. He can't hear the firework, and he's blind. He's got cataract. I guess he can't see him or hear him because last night he was dead. Usually he'd be shaking like a. He didn't see or hear anything. He's just so old now. Poor guy. And how I got him was a roommate of mine left him. I had to adopt him. It's just like, what am I going to do? Let him go to the LA pound? No. He's older and ugly and just, nobody's going to adopt this dog. And he was mean. I couldn't even pet him. I had to train him through snacks. And now he's my, I've had him for 6 years. He's my buddy. And my dogs now are like a teen. My dog hated him and and they still do. My little dog, she kind of runs the roost. He's like twice her size. And she was found in Compton, and you got to be grateful for what you have. You got to be grateful. It's tough. Right now we're going through tough times. Inflation, everything's more expensive. Have some fun today, man. Don't think about, take a day. Even if you're at work or whatever you're doing, have to take care of someone or, got kids or work. If you got some kids, that's a job, man. But have some fun. Don't dawn on the past or whatever, the future. Make some hot dogs. Have a beer if you drink, or whatever. But yeah, it's because things could be a lot worse. They might get worse. You'll look back and go, man, I was at it. Well, now it's just, be blessed with what you got, people. If you are watching, thank you. I love y'all. But I'm out of here. Be blessed. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.